Have you ever stopped to think that maybe the way that you're thinking is what's causing you not to reach your goals? Because this is so true, okay? So your internal reality will then create your external reality. So if internally you are not there yet, if you have not reached that next level of transformation, then your external reality will not reach that next level of transformation either. So if you're trying to reach that goal of becoming an entrepreneur, working for yourself, and being able to live that kind of life that you're dreaming of, but internally you're still living the same way and you haven't made any changes internally, then your external reality will not be able to meet that expectation. You're not going to be able to live that life. So I'm going to show you how you can change your mindset to be able to think yourself into being successful. And just in case you're thinking, who is she to talk? Why would I listen to her? I'm currently living out in Bali. I have just moved into like a 3-bedroom house where I have my mom staying in this room here right now. She's on holiday. I've just flown her out for 2 weeks. My brother is staying in one of the rooms downstairs. I have obviously the master room, and my life is like completely changed in the last like year. And it's all because I made a lot of internal changes inside, which then reflected externally. Obviously, I had to do work externally as well, but without doing them internal changes, everything that I was doing externally would have never come to fruition. So we're just going to sit down where I usually paint and do yoga, and I'm going to talk you through how to think yourself into becoming successful. So first of all, getting clear on what you want is something that you need to do in your mind. So when I say get clear on what you want, I don't just mean, okay, I want to be rich and I want to travel and I want to be able to work for myself or I want to have my own business. I mean, literally, what is it that you want? Not only that, like, have you actually genuinely thought about what path you're taking? And you should definitely have this mapped out. But have you thought about where you want to be? So what monetary figure you want to be making every month? Have you thought about when this needs to happen by as well? Have you got a deadline on it? Because if it's just an idea, it's just like something that you might want to achieve, but you don't really know how you're going to get there or when you're going to get there, then it's just a dream, okay? Until you put together an action plan and a deadline, that's when it becomes a goal, okay? So that's the first thing, is getting very, very clear on what you want. And then secondly, you need to be able to see yourself being able to achieve it. And when I say see yourself, I don't just mean like, okay, yep, okay, I think I can do it. It's you need to have really, really deep belief. So I'm talking like undoubted belief. Like you need to be able to see yourself and you're like, there's no chance in hell that I can't do that. Like I know for a fact that I have everything that it takes to get there. Not only that, but I want you to visualize. So I want you to close your eyes and I want you to picture in your mind where you will be once you've achieved that goal, whether it's in your like room, whether it's you're going out and you're doing things, whether you're in a completely different country or you're in a different city or wherever you see yourself when you're at this goal that you have set for yourself, where you are, what you're doing, who you're speaking to, what your life looks like on a daily basis, how your bank account looks. Like, I want you to visualize everything and I want you to spend time doing that so that you can actually genuinely picture it. If you can't picture it and you can't see what that life would look like, then it's going to be a lot harder for you internally to bring yourself to get there because you don't know what you're bringing yourself towards. And also, like I said, you have to believe it. So these voices in your head that are telling you, I'm not sure if I can do it, or like, am I even good enough, or like maybe I should like do this with somebody else because like they have what it takes and I don't really have what it takes, and like all of these like limiting, doubting beliefs and stuff, like they can't be there. They can't be voices that you're listening to. The only voice that you must be listening to, that true inner wisdom voice that says, I know that I can do this. I know that I have what it takes. If somebody else who's less qualified or somebody else who is less passionate and wants this less than I do can go ahead and do this, then I sure as hell can do this. So you need to 100% believe that you have what it takes, and you know that if you put in the time and effort, then there's no chance that you can't get there. Because if there is a doubt in your mind and you don't believe in the method that you're about to take, or you don't believe in yourself, in your own ability, then it's going to be very, very hard for you to show up the way that you need to. And it's also going to be very, very hard for you to actually convince yourself that what you're doing makes sense, and you're going to procrastinate on what you're doing a lot longer. So make sure that you have 100% belief in yourself, and that the voices, when they come up and they're telling you that you can't do it or that you're not good enough, these are not voices that you choose to listen to. So next, when it comes to what you're doing, have you decided, like I said, when you have your action plan, do you have backups in there, and are you trying to do just one thing, or are you trying to do multiple different things to be able to get to where you want to be? So for example, when I used to want to be successful, not only did I start creating content and start like wanting to like work remotely, and I started applying for remote jobs and things like this, but I started trying to learn about crypto, I started trying to learn about like different online businesses, and I was looking into everything, and I'd cast my net so wide, and I was pouring so much energy into like 5-10 different ways of being able to get there, that none of them had the opportunity to make it to fruition, because my energy was like, instead of having one full cup, I had loads of like mini cups getting like poured into, and like that's going to take so long for any of them to see any kind of results, because I need to have just one cup that can just go straight up. Otherwise they're all going to go like this. And like, especially if I like drop one time and then I try and pick up another one, and then it's like, you see what I mean? Like, you need to just have one and you just keep going. So you need to pinpoint what it is exactly and channel all of your energy into this. And I don't mean you have to cut off all of your income streams. If you do have a full-time job, or you do have like something else that's making you money, do that as well. But make sure that like what it is that you're channeling all of your energy into for your passion and for what you're trying to make for your future is just one thing. You're not trying to channel your energy into like 5 different ways of getting there. You're not trying to start a clothing brand, a YouTube channel, cryptocurrency, and all the rest of it. You need to just do one. Now, if we go back to what I said before about being able to visualize where you want to be in the future, and you can pinpoint it down. Now, there's another thing that you need to do, another like step when it comes to this. So not only have you pinpointed it down and you've recognized what you're going to be doing, how much money you're going to be making, where you're going to be, what it's going to feel like, but you also need to think about the habits that that person has, and you need to start instilling them into your life now and make that transformation to be able to then be that person that's ready to achieve these things. Because, for instance, if you have a bad habit, like you're going out drinking, or you're doing something unhealthy, like you're wasting your time, I don't know, gaming or whatever it is, and you're not channeling a lot of your energy or your time, and you're doing something that the successful version of you wouldn't be doing, then you're not going to be ready to be that person, and your mind knows that you can't get there yet because you haven't taken that step. So whatever you need to let go of, whatever bad habit, you need to come to terms with that and start letting that go now to be able to be ready to reach that next like part of your life. Also, whether it's friends, so maybe you have some friends that like you know aren't good for you, hold you back, they give you bad advice, and like they keep you in the same place. Like, you need to think about, who would you be friends with? Who would you be spending your time with? What would you be doing on a daily basis? Would you be waking up and scrolling on your phone, or would you be waking up, getting straight out of bed and going for a run? Like, what does that type of person who's reached that level of success, what does their average day look like? And that's what your average day needs to start looking like, as much as possible, because obviously the monetary value maybe isn't there yet, but everything else can be. The way that you show up to the world, the way that you like pick your friends, the way that you spend your free time, like all of those things will be able to help you to get there quicker if you make that transformation now. And if you don't make that transformation now, then again, those things can be the things that are holding you back and preventing you from getting there. And on your way there, you're going to have obstacles, you're going to have challenges, and things are going to go wrong, okay? But you need to think, what would the successful version of you have done, okay? So if you 100% have no doubt that what you can achieve will be achievable and you will get there in this time frame, because that's what you need to be, like, you need to instill this into your mind. And what I mean by instill is like, you need to think about this often, like, and not give energy and thoughts into the doubts and the opposite contradicting ways of thinking of like, or maybe I can't get there. No, you're always going to be like, no, I can get there, I can do it. And when you're like this, there's going to be obstacles and there's going to be setbacks, but the person who knows that they can achieve it and knows that they can get there, they're going to see these obstacles and setbacks as challenges and ways for them to grow and ways for them to overcome, for them to get there. They're like, okay, so maybe I've started outreaching for like my business, or like I'm, say for instance, I'm doing content creation. I've started doing outreach and my outreach isn't going well. Then that means that I need to start looking into how I can improve my outreach. Like if my outreach isn't going well and I need to improve it, then that's, for me, is a great time for me to learn, a great time for me to grow. And this could be the one thing that gets me towards my goal. This could be like, if I flick this switch and I get this right, then I could be making that 5-10K months that I'm not making right now. But again, if you're not thinking like that, then if a setback and a challenge comes your way, then you're going to get disheartened and you're going to feel sad and you're going to think, maybe this isn't for me, maybe I can't do this. But somebody who knows that they know they have the power to do this, they believe in what they're doing, they would just think, okay, there's just a fault in like the process. All I have to do is fix it. Okay, so that's the kind of mindset that you need to start adopting. And if you don't have that right now, if a challenge comes along and you get sad and you feel like it takes you a long time to get past this setback because you feel like it's a sign that you shouldn't be doing it, and you get lost and confused and you think that you need to change path, then you don't have that belief in yourself and you don't have that belief in your journey, in like the process that you're about to take and like the goal that you're about to achieve. Because you've set this time limit and you've set this amount of like money that you're going to make, and if you 100% believe in that, then as soon as this comes along, you're just going to tackle it head on, and you are not going to feel bad and you're not going to question whether this is something that you should be doing or not. You literally just need to tell yourself, I have no choice but to be successful in this. I know that I can do it. I know that I have the power. I know that I believe in what I'm doing because I've seen it work. I know that this can work. Like, I know that other people are doing this, and I know that I can do this. I have the power within me to do it. So I'm going to give myself no choice but to make this work. No matter what happens, no matter what gets thrown my way, I'm going to make this work. And next, I know this is like not too much on mindset, but you need to take action. And this is how it will affect your mindset if you do keep taking action. And it needs to be consistent action. So if you're taking action and you only take action once and then for another week you don't take any more action, then can you imagine how much time your subconscious has and your conscious has to like think about why this could go wrong and how it's not working? If you take action every single day, then you will have so much more confidence and so much more belief in yourself. And that is such a huge thing. If you miss days out and you miss weeks out, then it's going to be so much harder for you to feel inspired and for you to want to take more action. The more action that you take, the more you will have 100% undoubted belief that you can get there, because you'll keep reassuring yourself that you're on the way there, and your mind and your subconscious will see it. You'll see yourself on the path there, and it will be so much harder for you to keep letting them doubts in, as it would if you were only taking action once every week or once every 2 weeks, or like it was very sporadic. Like, you need to take consistent action, and you want to take one step every single day towards your goal. And my last piece of advice from somebody who literally used to not believe in themselves, didn't think that I had what it takes. I really I had so many limiting beliefs on this journey, and I really struggled to see how I could be this person that I am being literally right now today. Like, me 3 years ago would be so mind blown to see who I am today. But I've been around a lot of successful people, and I was so lucky to be immersed into these environments that allowed me to see the way that they think and the way that they act. And another huge thing that they all have in common is, when I say undoubted belief, they have delusion. Okay, I'm not even joking. They are delusional. You need to feel like you know for a fact that you are going to be so successful, you're going to achieve it, and you need to get completely delusional about it. I want you to go to sleep so happy because you know that in the morning, you're one step closer to getting to where you want to be. I want you to literally feel like you're shouting it from the rooftops. You don't have to go and tell every single person, but if that's not the type of person that you are. But I want you to 100% believe it, because I literally, once I saw these people being delusional, and one thing that my granddad said to me, I went for a walk with him one day while I was at uni and while I was working part-time jobs, and he said to me, "What do you want to do when you finish uni?" And I said, "Granddad, I'm going to work for myself. I'm going to travel the world. I'm going to be a business owner, and that's the life that I'm going to live." And he said, oh, wow, okay, I really hope you get there. And do you know what? He turned around to me recently and he said, you were completely right. And I had to be delusional. Like, I had to literally, like, for somebody else who was listening to me, they were like thinking to me, like, oh yeah, that's a nice goal to have. But no, like, I literally was there and I was like, no, I believe it. I'm gonna finish uni. I'm gonna be traveling the world. I'm gonna be successful. And people are gonna give you advice. People who care about you. Maybe it's your parents. Maybe it's friends. Maybe it's I don't know who. But like people are gonna try and keep you in your safe place. They're gonna try and keep you in your comfort zone. They're gonna give you advice that's gonna be like maybe you should like go back to doing this, or maybe you should take this really slowly, or don't invest this amount of money. And like they want you to stay safe because they care about you and because they don't see one, the potential for them to be able to do it. So it's hard for them to see it in other people. Okay. So when people are giving you this advice, if they're not in the position that you want to be in, if maybe they're successful but they're working a full-time job and you don't want to be working a full-time job, you shouldn't be taking advice from that person. If that person is in that position, if they are already, for instance, for me, I wanted to travel the world, I wanted to work for myself, I wanted to make at least like 10K a month and things like that. Like I would only listen to people for their advice on my circumstances if they were in that position, if they were already living that kind of lifestyle that I wanted to live. They were the type of people I'd listen to. Anybody else, I had to block out the voices. And I had a lot of people saying to me, play it safe, like don't take this leap, like don't do that. And I had to do it anyway because I knew like that's what somebody who believed in themselves would do. And especially if somebody's telling me not to do it and they're not in that position, then for me that was like more confirmation that that's what I should be doing. Because do you think when like Jeff Bezos was like building Amazon, do you think that like he probably had people say to him like, stop investing money into this, like this isn't something that can happen, like this hasn't been done before? He had undoubted belief and he knew that what he was going to make was going to change the world and he was going to be able to do it. And there's so many people like that in history. You have to think like these people, they came across crazy. They literally must have, to the normal person, seemed like a crazy delusional person. Whether it's Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, like somebody who's made it really like successful in their career, and they had that belief that like they could get there because not everyone comes from something, and there's always going to be people around you that are like, play it safe, don't do this, don't do that. Maybe I'll take this risk and it will come with a setback, but that setback will be a challenge that I'll overcome and it will get me closer to where I want to be. So you have to 100% believe in the journey and believe in everything that you're doing. Now, I've explained a bunch of ways that you can start thinking yourself into being successful, but say you're struggling with doing this on a daily basis, the best way that I can explain to help instill this into your mind and to create this as a mindset is, one, your environment. So what you're looking at every day, social media, make sure that you have inspiring things that are like pushing you forwards, you follow people who are where you want to be, like you have that around you to look at and to feed into. Maybe you join a community, maybe you get a mentorship, maybe you have somebody who you can turn to who has got there already. It's really going to help you, your environment. Two, daily practices, okay? So if you're waking up and you're doing meditations, you're spending time visualizing where you want to be in the future. Like there's visualizations, you can literally just look them up on Spotify, on YouTube, and you can start visualizing like your goals. Meditations, like Joe Dispenza is really great for like changing your life. And as well as that, like journaling, affirmations, all of these types of things will really, really help you to start instilling this core set of beliefs into your mind. If you don't have this already, if you're trying to combat these limiting beliefs and you're trying to make sure that this is your main core belief, that you can get there and you're going to achieve it, these are great ways of having daily practices that are going to help you to think that way. And of course, it's one thing listening to my video, but another thing to take action on it. So if you listen to this video and this resonates with you and you think, okay, yeah, like this is definitely something that I need to start doing to be able to reach my goals, then go and take action. If you do not take action, then this was just a pointless waste of your time watching this video and you are gonna stay stuck where you are. Like you need to make this internal change to be able to experience your external reality. So go and take action. Love you guys, and Let me know if you have any other videos that you want me to make. Leave them in the comments, and like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.